covering the Northern Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Education presenting the Northern Bahamas SACME organization SACME Day competition at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium Thursday morning. Public and private school students competed in 3 categories, all designed to display their science and engineering knowledge. Megan Shepard was there.
The 22nd SACME Day competition, a true display of talent and growth. SACME consultant Dennis Knowles says that the program has grown exponentially since its inception, and even more so since the Ministry of Education took over some 5 years ago.
Since the changeover, we're now doing more STEM items, such as like the science fair. That was run under SACME, and it was a tremendous success. BMES Auditorium was packed to the gills, and we have two or three more events scheduled for later this year, and some scheduled in November.
Primary school students competing in the VAX Robotics Challenge, water rocket launching, and the mousetrap car competition. Richard Hamilton says their team put in a lot of work for the competition, but they had a disappointing ending.
When my teacher come tell us we get practice for semi-final competition, she gonna get the more traps and we gonna get the tins. Then we gone in the class to get all of us. Then we just put it together, find screens and stuff, and that's we just come to chair and see how far I could go.
Was it challenging putting it together?
Yes, ma'am. I feel it went good, but the last cherry gone, it would go farther, but we got disqualified.
Freeport Primary School also facing some challenges. Eldrin Ingram says they definitely had better results during practice.
When we wind up the car, it was hard. It was very, very hard. So we used like our jackets, and sometimes I use my tie, but then I used we used tissue cloths as like gloves so we can wind it up easier. But I blame the floor because the floor is so rough, and they don't match the material, our wheels material we use to make the car. So I blame the floor. That's why we didn't go farther.
Now, the competition was a 2-day event with junior and senior high school students competing the day before. SACME Program Director Sheila Scavella says she believes that the gymnasium may have been a setback for competitors.
I think what's happening today and yesterday, Jack Haywood School's gym had a better surface because this goes with friction. And so those cars yesterday went from the beginning of the gym right to the end out by the door. So it was amazing watching that yesterday. So I think next year we would have to change location when it comes to the mousetrap competition.
Knowles adding that although the island of Grand Bahama is staring toward becoming a technology hub, there is still a challenge with getting all schools on the island involved.
There's a difficulty getting science teachers and getting them into the system and getting involved. The high school curriculum is just completely overburdened with academics and stuff and sports, and to try and fit this in on top of that is not easy. But the two superintendents, Yvonne Ward and Ivan Butler, are really in charge of this program now, so they're going to be adjusting things to make more use of this, because we're now going to be Silicon Island and with the tech hub. So this program, along with some other programs that Rotary is involved in, trying to take advantage of that.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, Valentine's Day has come and gone, but some are still sharing the spirit of love. The Bahamas Telecommunications Company Retirees Organization coming together recently during a post-Valentine's luncheon at the Castaways Resort. Now, these retirees say they still come together once a month to socialize.
I was with PTC from 1960, Patelco, that is.
I've been here from 65. So I'm a retiree now, and I'm so happy to be a part of this great, beautiful company.
I was one of the last ones here to retire after 44 years, and I'm happy to join now. It's just like a second family. Always happy to be there.
Well, it's because of Batelco that we can get together, because that was our job. God bless us with a job at Batelco. And when we come together, you know, we appreciate Batelco.
Retiree Hetlin Nelson says she would like to see BTC go back to what it used to be.
I don't see the camaraderie and the friendship because we always deemed ourselves as family. When we were there, we cooked together, we eat out of one pot, we feed each other when we needed it, but I don't see that camaraderie there now. Maybe it's because of the change with the younger generation, but the older persons, we were actually family oriented.
Switching gears, the Church of God of Prophecy in Hawksbill will be the venue next week for a big men's conference that will focus on the many social ills facing men and boys in society. The week-long parley will center around the theme, Fighting the Good Faith. Joe Hall is the coordinator.
On the Saturday in particular, it's going to be like one-on-one session. If they don't want anybody to know what's going on, we have one-on-one session and we'll be able to inject into their hearts and their mind and cause them to think different, because what our greatest struggle in the fight is, we are thinking and living like the world. And the Word of God is encouraging us not to do so. It says, flee from those things. We must do the good things. And the good thing is we ought to forgive people for what they have done through Christ. And by doing so, these men who would come with that type of spirit will have to be transformed by the renewing of their mind. Their thinking pattern would be different because of the love of God that will be there. And so I want you to know, everyone can come.
Now, once again, that conclave will be held next Saturday, March 9th. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. Robin from Nassau sent this question. Dr. Pratt, my mother has heart disease. I know that sometimes I also get pain in my chest, even though it's only for a short period. What are some ways to prevent heart disease? Heart disease describes a collection of conditions that affect your heart, such as any heart defects you may have had when you were born, blood vessel diseases, and heart rhythm problems, what we call arrhythmias. Although heart disease is a leading cause of death, you do not have to accept this as your fate. You may not have the power to change some of the risk factors of heart disease like family history, sex, or age, but there are some prevention steps that you can take. The key is adopting a heart-healthy lifestyle. By implementing the following prevention tips, you can avoid heart disease. Don't smoke or use tobacco. Exercise for at least 30 minutes for 5 days a week. Eat a heart-healthy diet. Maintain a healthy weight. Get enough sleep, and get a regular health checkup. If you have a question about living a heart-healthy lifestyle and need tips on how to lower your risk for developing heart disease, please drop it in my question box at the hospital or at any of our Grand Bahama community clinics. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ramiko Knowles has a check on sports when we come back.